All right, Kenman here, and an old reliable has returned to the table. A little comfort unboxing for the die project. I need more if I'm going to get to 100, right? Let's go. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I purchase everything at retail price. I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. Okay, what's in the bag? What's in the bag? It's Return of the Sencut. Bag on the floor. Return of the Sencut. This is interesting. It's in another bag with a little rubber band right there, just like in case it gets wet or something kind of a situation. So yeah, extra bag, rubber band on the floor. Got a freshie from Sencut. Many Sencuts have passed through the die project here. If you haven't seen any of them, just check some of them out right there. What do you think I got? Which one is it? Ooh, we need to get the old pyrite back out and release it from its sealed box. We got a nice little pouch. Of course, little snack. Box on the floor. We're just going to fill the floor up today. Okay, what is it? God, it has been a while since I've got a Sencut. Who knows which the last one is, but I've done quite a few dies with them. They've got some great models that have jade options that are really good for the die project. So, you know, go for it. You got your instructions, a couple stickers, nice cloth. There is the knife. Oh, seems a little smaller than I expected, I guess, but actually it doesn't look too bad. It's thin. Interest. Okay. Mini bag on the floor. We have it. A new Sencut. This is the Sencut Scepter. The Scepter. Boom. Very simple. Yeah, this is kind of a smaller knife, or it's kind of delicate, thin kind of size, I guess you call it. Okay, what are we looking at? The Sencut Scepter is a 9CR 18 MOV blade steel right there. Just a simple kind of drop point blade. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, all right, flicks out good. It's a micarta handle with this kind of light green shade, but that micarta will work good for the die project. Oh yeah, what color do you think we should try? We won't be able to get rid of the green, but we can add to it. So it's gonna have to be like if we add red, it's gonna turn into like a kind of a brown. So a darker green or blues, purples or something would be good ideas, or maybe even the red to make a brown. Who knows? Yeah, it's got a liner lock. Seems to release easy, and wow, it just drops. The action on this is fantastic. Sencut, tell you what, I'm really happy with their button locks. They make some really good action button locks. But this, for just a simple liner lock, cheap liner lock, look at that drop action out of the box. Flicks out easy with those thumb studs. So you can drop her down, hit her with the thumb, reverse flick it out. Huh. This knife is actually great. Look at that. Flipper tab. It was cheap. I don't remember what the price was, but I mean, this is a budget. You know, 9CR18 MOV isn't terrible, but I mean, it's definitely a budget knife. This is under 30, probably $30 or something like that, maybe. Centering. That blade looks like it's nice and centered. Fires out good. Solid. That's great. How about that? Let's do a little close-ups. So it's pretty much a flat scale, not nested or anything like that. Really simple, thin scale. Just has this little cutout on both sides there, but other than that, there's no real, little just contoured edges, but that's about it. You guys enjoy these unboxings? Hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out and I really appreciate it. Oh, this action is great. I tell ya. It's got kind of a little extra cut up there to kind of relieve just a little weight off that blade, but then keep it nice and thick towards the tip. Huh. I tell ya. So, there are no jimps on there. Feels a little slick. I feel like it would be nice if there were jimps. You could kind of, actually you can. It looks like it's kind of close to that there. I'd be a little afraid to kind of catch yourself on that, but I feel like you could choke up on that. It's small enough that you can do some work and get in there. I could get my ring finger in there like that for like a pull. Yeah, not bad. Clip can be swapped to the other side. Looks like a super deep, fully in the pocket deep carry. T8s on the body. And the pivot does not look like it's a captive pivot, but it doesn't mean it isn't. It might be. Sometimes it has that on both sides, and it is. Looks like the clip is the T6s, but that's fine. That's pretty standard for most. Let's check the detent here. Ooh, yeah. Nice little up, right? Try to do it lightly. Fires all the way out. Try to fail this. Even a real soft touch like that, and it goes all the way. Look at this. 2 little shakes. Flicks out. 1 nice shake all the way down. Look at, man, the action on this little Sencut. How is this little Scepter turning into like a... This is like, I want to keep it in my pocket and use it. This would be a great one if someone's like likes to carry expensive knives. Like, let's say, you know, okay, you're carrying around your RS Chaos. Look at how sweet this is. Not to hijack my own video here, but you know, you carry one of these around and you know the value and what you've got going on. You don't, and someone's like, oh, can I borrow your knife? And it's like, you don't want to necessarily hand them this. They might drop it. You just reach in your secondary pocket and you hand them this one. Here you go, bud. Have at it. It's going to be a reliable, nice tool that'll work well. And if they kind of beat it up a little bit, you didn't really spend too much money on it, so it's not as much of a worry. Unless you're a baller, then you just hand them the most expensive knife you got and say, here, have at it. Pry bar away. Comment below, what do you think about Sencut? You'd probably know all the Sencuts I already have. What am I missing? I know they've been releasing a few new ones recently that I noticed that I should probably check into. We are 6 3/4 tip to tip. Blade is, oh, it wants to be 3 inches. If you go right to the middle of that hump there, it is not, but just a little bit to the side here or over there, you would call it a 3-inch. Cutting surface is 2 3/4 with just a little bit of a belly. And the handle is 3 7/8 at the longest. I picked up a cheapo plastic one of these for doing some of this measurements. So it's a 11/100ths of an inch on the blade. And the thickest part of the handle is 0.43. Oops. Nice little small size offering from Sencut, excuse me here. I like it. Let's get out the old scale. It seems pretty light. 2.4 ounces. Someone had asked for, put it in grams. 68, so almost 69 grams. Maybe I don't need to move it to hit the button there. 2.4 ounces though, it's pretty light. I usually compare everything with the Pyrite, it's 3.6. I'm going to do this Tactile Knife Co. Rockwall because it's close to it and it's in my possession at this time. 2.54, I'm going to say they're really similar. 2.42, okay, great. So there you go. It's pretty light. Ooh. This knife is cool. I am, I was just thinking it's one of those basic, simple, smaller knife offerings. Didn't think too much about it, but man, I'm quite happy with this at this moment. That's fun. So I compare everything with Pyrite. Pyrite is a little bit under a full-size knife, but it's there's many offerings and available possible styles, configurations. You got to get the rose gold Pyrite Bowie. Ooh, love it. But yeah, I always use this basic Pyrite as my comparisons. So you can see it's just got it beat just by a little bit, front to back there. I did grab the Kaiser Hiccup because I thought it kind of had a similar style and shape. The Hiccup is a button lock, but the blade shape and just kind of the natural style of it I thought was kind of similar. It looks like the Hiccup's a little bit bigger. It's about the same size as the Pyrite. This one's on loan from Mr. Eddie. This is the Tactile Knife Co. Rockwall with the frag pattern. Really nice magnet cut blade. But it's very comparable in size. Looks like it might be just a little teeny bit longer on the front and back. But I want to compare these. Like, I feel like this is Sencut's version of this. Because if you look at the way the cutout is for the thumb studs, see what I'm talking about there? Kind of the basic, smaller size, shape, thin profile, right? Listen. This one's definitely got a lot more crispness, but I mean, we're looking at, you can buy 10 of these or whatever for one of these. But ultimately, it's a very similar kind of, it's smaller, compact, kind of a carry knife. And so I thought it would be a good comparison as well. Yeah. So several dies coming up in the future on the channel. This is going to be one of them. I like doing the micartas, been working out well. I've been doing micartas and G10s. I got a couple other things I want to try. What was the other ones? Like a plastic something. Doesn't matter right now. But yeah, a lot of interesting dye stuff that I'm going to work on. What color would we like to see this? This, like I said, this green, we're only going to be able to add to it. But comment below. Tell me what you think we should do with the Scepter and as far as the dye. Maybe we could try a fade. I just finished these scales for one of my subscribers with this fade. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit more to it, but really been kind of dialing in this excellent natural fade. What's everyone think about that? I could do something like that with this, but it is going to be darker, starting with a darker color. Or we could just go straight into something like this with a micarta and just do a solid color micarta, like, hey, maybe he wants to be just like me. And just get a nice clean micarta dye like I did with this Kubi Merked. I don't know. Oh, you haven't watched any of my dye videos and like this one here? Check it out right there. It's good stuff. Stay sharp. See you soon.